Check.
We got it.
Hey!
Hello.
Doing a little bit of a no audio throwback for our old school fans.
We're back.
Hi! Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 12 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 9 Kreen fighter.
Hey, I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play the human bard Flute, aka the Warlock, the Windrider.
Hi everybody, I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, who's a level 9 Moon Boy.
My name's Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I am the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
We had a very big week in Better Than Heroes. We had a show on Gen Con. We played a quick one-off on Thursday. And we also had our very first live show at the High Plains Comedy Festival on Saturday. We got to see some of you in person. Thank you so much to everybody who came out to Mutiny to support live comedy in Denver. We had such an incredible time with our special guest Eliza Skinner, who absolutely murdered as a lovely little unicorn with a lazy eye. We had a great time. But we're back, excited to be back where everything is canon. Are we excited? I know we
Yes.
have. I know we have at least one motorcycle to barter for with.
Let's
with
get
Harlan.
that
I want to get
cannon.
shot
Let's
out
get
of
that.
the cannon.
I want some canonical platinum for all
Yeah.
of us.
It was a super sweet game. Thank you to everybody who went out of their way to make sure they caught those shows. We appreciate it so much. But we are excited to play tonight. We're going to play some 5e Spelljammer inspired Dungeons & Dragons. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. It is directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. It is brought to you by all of our patrons and our subscribers. So if you love the show and you want to see it continue to grow and improve, please consider supporting the show financially, either through Patreon or by subscribing on Twitch. If you don't have financial support to spare right now, we completely understand. Hit follow on our Twitch. That actually matters a whole lot. And just tell your friends about the show, because
No,
that is...
Start stealing.
Steal?
Yeah, that's true.
Start stealing from your work and giving it to us.
Yeah.
Robin Hood that shit. But please, just tell your friends about the show if you like it. Be like, hey, check it out every Monday, because we're getting better all the time, and the show just keeps getting cooler, but we appreciate any kind of support you could give the show. And now, for last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes. After striking a deal to safely leave the wild wildlands, the crew finally reached Jadurian in the shadow of a powerful but extremely evil new tentative ally, the dragon Slow Death. As the Dinger, the Dragon, and the Nautiloid crossed into the fringes of Kreen lands, everyone stopped to strategize. Consulting with the Kreen aunties whom they had saved along their journey, the crew learned of a rebellion of Kreen hiding in the high caverns of Jadurian. They were massing a resistance to fight the Meridian Tract and Arcane forces who had gained control of the Kreen capital. After some debate about the difference between caverns, cliffs, and canyons, a plan was formulated. The crew would take the ships and make contact with the rebellion to coordinate an attack on the city. Then they would signal for Slow Death's poisonous aid. As a big fan of plots in general, the dragon agreed. Below decks, Flute spoke to Cobble, the Dinger's kobold navigator. She was terrified by the presence of a dragon after being enslaved by a green dragon for much of her life. She warned of Slow Death's inescapable betrayal, of her true goal being the crew's downfall, and of the dragon's bottomless cruelty. The only way to defeat her, Cobble suggested, would be to make her think that she had already won. After departing, the ships wound their way through the deep canyons of Jadurian and delivered the crew to their destination. Entering the caverns, they followed signs of water and before too long found the seat of the hidden Kreen rebels. Klik had a brief but tense exchange with a pair of guards, and the crew were greeted as Drasna, honored allies of the Clutch, and prepared to meet with the rebel commanders. Will the crew coordinate the redemption of Klik's people? When will slow death's inevitable betrayal come? Will the rebels be nice? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
No, Andrew, you cannot have the motorcycle for the last time.
I crashed it
crash
anyway,
it?
canonically, so it's gone.
All right, so the crew, you find yourself walking into this cavern that is lit and is literally buzzing with Kreen all in and about. It seems to be a very makeshift encampment that is around this trickling stream of water that goes into a small pool that it seems like all of the encampments are built around. And you all are led here by two large burly Kreen named Thaco and Haksha, and both seem to know Klik, but have joined her. I would say that's not quite the right terminology. Have shrugged off any past beef, it seems, as they are operating kind of in a new structure as well for themselves, that they have been kicked out of the city of Jadorian as well. So these two Kreen are escorting you all into this area, and I'd love for you all to tell us what you all are doing as you all are kind of being brought into this encampment.
Klik walks quickly behind Thaco and Haksha. She keeps her head down, trying to sort of avoid unwanted attention, and you can see that she's like a little bit trying to cover the translator on her chest, just to blend in as much as possible with the clutch around her.
Yeah, K.A.I is keeping pace with Klik.
Yeah, following along. Is it all Kreen in this cavern?
You absolutely can roll a perception check here as you kind of scan this area.
Oh, not the best. That's 10.
Yeah, it seems to be 100% green. Just all different versions of mantis folk. You know, there are some that are a bit more like cricket or praying mantis leaning, kind of like along that spectrum. But yeah, 100% green, clicking about.
Yeah, Moonboy's also staying close to the others and kind of looking around and taking this all in, kind of almost terrified. It's definitely a big room of bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, they're like, in fact, you look up to, and there's some just like who seem to have built an encampment on the ceiling of this area as well. And there's a few like encampments that are hanging up.
Hi. You're the ones who live up there. Okay, move. Go.
And as you all walk through, everyone stops to look at you. Like it's a bustling place, and you can see people kind of like walking through with tree trimmings and barrels of water and baskets and such. And each time you walk past a different encampment, they all stop and just kind of look at you.
Hello.
Is it possible to maybe gauge like how many many rebels they've been able to amass?
Sure, roll a d100.
That's not the answer I wanted.
2.
Wow, 95.
Whoa!
Wait, no, it could be bad though. That might be. You never know with D100.
Yeah. They've amassed
5.
rebels. Yeah.
They've amassed 5 green.
No, I would say you see about a little under 200 green in and around. It's hard to tell, but like just from your quick mapping, there are at least 200 Kreen in this space. You don't know how many of them are fighting fit necessarily, as you see some younger Kreen in and around, some older feeble Kreen in and around. You see one that's like very cricket-like and has 2 canes, one for the big arm and one for the little arm right beneath, and it's just like walking.
Your conscience.
Kai is trying to be polite, but go ahead.
Go.
Kai's trying to be polite, but I'm not sure he can contain himself, and he will ask, which one was the one who was nice to Klik? Thaco or Hackshaw? Kai will ask Hackshaw, what's been happening? What's the situation in the capital?
Looks at you and goes, "You speak Kreen?"
Oh, just a little bit. Un poquito.
That's impressive. I don't know what that last part means, but wow. And he kind of looks at Klik in an impressed manner, and then looks back at you and goes,
"Do I speak all right? How's my accent?"
"It's endearing." And he looks at you, carrying his weapon. He's like, "Yeah, we try and funnel anyone we can that gets the courage to leave, or has it forced upon them to leave. We try and make sure and collect them and give them a safe spot to stay before they get shepherded off. It's not too well known inside the city that we are out here. We have to be very careful with who knows that we are here. But so it's a difficult game. We have a few contacts inside the city
here. How can I get a gauge of how many Kreen are left in this city?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can roll a perception check. Actually, no. I would say let's have you roll a history check, but you can do so with with advantage, as you are kind of like measuring how big the central city of Jadorian. With a 19, you know that there's. It's hard to tell because you've been gone a while, so you don't really know. But you know that there are a lot of settlements in and around Jadorian. Like Jadorian is more of the state of this area, but it's also the name of the city. It's one of those situations, like Australia. And sorry, I derailed myself with that one. But they tell you that like all of the rambling groups, all of the kind of like nomadic encampments of people in and around the city have all been called back. And so that there's at least 600 to 1,000 Kreen like left inside of the city. You don't know how many of them are warriors or not, again, but yeah, there's a lot of people left in there.
And what about the Meridian trip? Well, we can save these questions for our meeting, I suppose.
Yeah, you're gonna want to talk to Catholic. He says he's the one who knows, who truly knows, and he's like, especially you all, with Klik. You all should, if you all are planning on doing something, which I don't know why you would be here if you weren't, unless you're lost. Are you all just lost?
This would be a hard place to get lost to.
It's true. Get lost too is right. Get lost in, not so much. Get lost too.
Yeah. To find accidentally.
Good. My gut was right. You hear that, Thaco? My gut was right, he says, and Thaco just like shakes him off, kind of like. And
we're here to help or do what we can.
Cool. He says, good. We need it. And he's going to bring you over to this large tent that seems to be strung up all the way to the ceiling. It's a very tight pyramid of cloth, and there are 2 guards at the door, just kind of like standing there lazily, and they both look up at you and they're like, whoa, and they look, and Hackshaw is like, they're here to see Catholic. And and they look at him and Klik, I would love to have you roll an intimidation check, but not in a negative way.
Oh, good. So are we just through the door? Alright. Whew. How about in a negative way? An intimidation check, 7.
Okay. They look at you and they're like, we can't just letting anyone in Kreen. They say to Haksha, we can't just let anyone into Kathik's tent.
Ugh. Tell Catholic.
No.
Can Scully roll for an intimidation check?
Look, a portal.
Oh my god.
I will say, Klik, you do not need to roll to recognize this name, and I think that maybe this is part of you not seeing me intimidating here. Is Kathik is you would know Kathik as a military leader inside of Jadorian. It is someone who trains new warriors, and so Kathik is an older Kreen who he trained you when you were kind of like in the schooling of warriorship.
Perfect. So the person I failed the most.
Yeah, I would say maybe like your parents and then them, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe
top
opposite
3
orders, depending.
easily.
Yeah.
Scully, I failed you as a parent. Klik will turn to the Kreens who doubt her and say, "My name is Klik Lakdada. Tell Kathik he'll want to see me, or maybe he won't. He'll remember me though."
Let's have you roll a persuasion check then. I love this.
God. Critical fail.
Oh boy.
I rolled a 4 and a 1 today.
One of them goes, "Oh, I know you," and you recognize the Kreen, kind of like you haven't seen them since they were young, but they look at you and they're like, "You were kicked out of here for cowardice, right? I'm not just gonna let a bunch of outsiders and a coward in to see
You
our
were
leader,
kicked out of
the
here
only
for
person-"
betrayal, weren't you? We're no different. At least I'm here to help.
Yeah, when our society was corrupted, not when things were like they should be.
And they're no better because of you're here, huh?
Look,
Have you helped?
I don't care anything about your honor. It would be a poor decision of mine to just let somebody waltz in here without knowing what they're here for, or anything like that. It's like absolutely not. No way.
I'll make an attack roll.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Go for it.
I'm just gonna smack him with my gift cup. Try and be kind of flourishy about it, but
Right.
we're gonna try and hit him.
Absolutely. That rocks. These days.
19 to hit.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna throw some quick Klik emotes in the chat real quick for just a exact moment because it just seems like.
Kai, we're gonna need you to solo the 295
Oh, sorry, it's a
green in
25
here.
to hit, but yeah.
I'll do my best.
That absolutely hits, and you just like smack this, like as he's saying, like it would be a terrible decision for me to, and he just gets like thwoomp in the side of the face with the side of your Githka.
I'm also going to use a psionic strike, and I'm going to try and push him back like 10 feet or something like that. Once per turn, when you hit with a target of 30 feet of you, dealing... Oh, not that one. I'm sorry. No, that's right. I'm going to, use the psionic strike and just try and show like some psionic prowess here.
Absolutely.
So that's an additional 6 damage, but they have to make a strength check, I think.
Oh, he fails. And with
Great.
this, it pushes him back 10 feet, right?
Let me double check. Trying to find it here. Deal damage, move it 10 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So if the camera of this scene is inside of the tent, you see a bunch of Kreen, like each with like weapons in hand, kind of in more regal garb, with like drapings, like sashes around that seem to be woven together and holding some of the more desert-like plants that still are flowering a bit along the bandoliers of their sashes here, like all like leaning over a big table, and then all of a sudden a Kreen just goes flying into this room through the cloth tent door and just like lands in a heap, and you hear from inside, someone here named Klik is someone named Klik is here to see you, and then you hear, well, bring her in, and
Klik takes a deep breath before going into the room, but she does try and hit like a warrior stance here. We're trying to be a big tough girl.
Okay, cool. Roll a deception check. No, roll. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Roll. Let's have you roll a performance check.
Okay. Oh, that's so much better. Thank God. Even with my -1 modifier at 17.
Yeah, so you all step into this tent in stride, and you see exactly that description, like these older, decked out Kreen, in what is clearly a sign of some sort of status, as they are gathered around this table that seems to have a big, canvas on it, and a drawing on it as well, and they all look over at you, the crew of the Dinger, as you all step into this room, and you see Kathik kind of like step forward, and he's this like very broad-shouldered Kreen with just like small feathery antennae that go off to the side and kind of like flit down almost. Look at you all and say, "Good. We need more scum here, because seems it's going to be... Scum is the only thing that's going to save us. Klik? Welcome home."
Thank you, General Kathik. I brought my crew. I trust no one more than these three in battle. But I also must warn you, if you're looking for scum, we brought big green one.
Ah.
There's a green dragon hiding beyond these walls.
Oh, that's not what I thought you meant with big green one. He says, kind of
Yeah.
like looking around. Thought maybe you had a troll or something. Goodness.
No, worse and also better.
Is it slow death from the adjacent territories?
Ah, you've met? Dating site?
I've heard. I wouldn't be a good leader of safety here without known threats. Goodness, that's preposterous.
We have 2 ships and great warriors, and we're here to do anything we can to retake the city. We're just here to help.
Does anyone else have anything to add here? I want to have you roll a persuasion check, but I would love to, if someone else wants to kick in, to roll as well.
I don't understand what anyone's saying, but I will lean over to Moonboy and be like, every time Klik talks to another Kreen, it's terrifying.
Right. I will say, Klik has gone through a great deal to come here.
He speaks Kreen so well. It's endearing.
He's
Thank
learning. He doesn't have a mouth, so that makes it easier.
It does.
The other 2 have no idea what's happening. But they're here to support regardless.
Maybe we could put some pennies in a can and ask where the bathroom is.
Everything's going fine, I'll say in common. He says we're scum.
He says
In a good
I'm
way.
What? I'm scum, clearly, but not the Windrider.
Not in a bad way, like the good kind of scum.
Oh, far out.
Yeah, like rebel space scum, you know?
Totally.
Hell yeah, scum.
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, K.A.I, were you saying more there? Do you have more to kind of give this general?
We're here to do whatever we can to help. I know the dragon thing's a little bit of a curveball, but
She says she's here to help. We know not to trust her much beyond that. She must have her own reasons, but to have a dragon on our side, surely we can win this war.
If firepower was an issue, I don't think it is anymore.
Let's
Poison
have you...
power, I suppose.
Yeah.
You get it.
He looks at you and is like, "Does that one know that green dragons don't breathe fire?" Okay, got it. Wait, I see. He's
do you
correct.
speak
I
Common?
understand.
I mean, do you understand
I
Common?
They understand
yes,
Common, yeah.
yes. He looks over at you all, and let's have Klik and K.A.I roll persuasion checks here.
Yikes.
You can do so with guidance. Oh,
Guidance?
as a matter of fact, I'll use a reaction to give you an extra d6 on that. Go ahead, Rachel.
Sure.
I just picture that as
10.
like the conversations happening, and then like a bunch of moon glow we're here to help.
Yeah.
Ba-ba.
Thanks to the guidance. Wait, were you guiding Klik, not me?
You're guided. Klik got the d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
With guidance, it's a 16.
I only got a 10.
Well, Aaron's dice, I swear, I'm never accepting a wonderful, kind present of dice from him ever again, because I just rolled a 6.
Nice.
Even with my bonuses. So, he looks at you all and nods and he goes, "Well, just make sure the dragon doesn't do more harm than it's needed to, because we'll definitely win with that thing. But she could poison the whole city, and there's plenty of Kreen in those walls who don't deserve to die, even if they haven't joined our side."
Our priority is to protect the city. If we need to lead some sort of evacuation, perhaps we can try.
Well, and our second priority is dealing with that dragon.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good to know. That dragon is, you brought it here, and it's your responsibility. So that's not to say I
Yes,
won't
sir.
help you with it, but just, I'll trust you with it, but know that I don't trust it.
Neither do we, sir.
Wonderful. Well, and he kind of like looks around the table, and he's like, "Let's get them in here then. Because we ourselves are also talking about taking back the city and doing what we can to undermine the practices that are happening within it. So gather round if you could. We'll talk about our options." And he, if you all want to
If
open the
it
roll
helps,
20,
General
go for
Catholic, we also have a nautiloid.
it. He like spits a little bit, and it just is a disgusting noise as he is like choking on his acidic saliva a little bit. And,
It's empty, but K.A.I has piloted it.
We're making it nice.
Well, I mean, 2 ships by itself would be extremely helpful, but a nautiloid is an incredible, powerful killing machine, and that is. Wow, did you bring a beholder too? Did you all have any Tarasks or I don't know, portals to hell with you? Because it seems like you have 2 very powerful items. I guess a dragon's not an item, but you understand.
There is a terrifying ooze in a jar on board the nautiloid, sir.
Well,
That is
okay.
all that we have brought.
She told him about Janice.
No.
It's
oh,
What's happening? What
Maybe
are
they
you
can-
talking about?
Maybe
not
they can
Janice.
do something with.
Oh, right, it's not Janet. Sorry, You're right, it's not Janice.
It's Janice 2.
I don't know why I called her that.
Janice too.
What is a genus?
A disgusting betrayer who consumes souls and becomes them.
We don't know that she consumes souls, but she does consume, well, whatever she can.
So the Meridian Tracts, they are also genuses, then, because they are consuming
Metaphorically.
the souls of our people. Yeah.
Is that what that... I don't want to be rude, but what is happening?
Well, and you see the other Kreen at the table kind of like look uneasy, and he looks around at them and he goes, "Give us the room if you could." And they all kind of like grab like different pins and pieces of paper off the table and grab their various weapons and walk out. And he leans down on the table and goes, "We're not quite sure. The Meridian Tract arrived with the Arcane, and they made a deal with the elders of our community, the Council." And he nods at Klik, and he's like, he's like, "1 second." And he grabs a small petrified frog that seems to be sitting on a small table over there, and he pulls on its leg, and all of a sudden everybody in the room can understand him perfectly, as he seemed to have cast a spell that allows him to translate here. And he looks down at you, Moonboy, and goes, "Can you hear, little one?"
Yes.
Wonderful. It's
His
inappropriate
name's
of you all to bring
Moonboy.
Yeah, it's inappropriate of you all to bring a child with you into battle.
He's
not a
older than he
child.
looks. Less
We're not
mature,
sure.
but older.
We're not sure what I am, sir.
Well, I mean, the magic is translating correctly, right? Like, his name is Moonboy. That's still a child. That's a child's name.
It's not really
It's
a
the only name he
child's
remembers.
It's just a reference to childhood in the name, really.
I see.
Respectfully,
He looks,
sir.
he looks down at you. He looks down at you, Moonboy. Goes, are you a child?
No,
don't.
I'm not a child.
I'm asking him.
Me?
No.
Him.
I stand
Neither
up to
of them
my
are children, sir.
fullest 5'7".
I'm gonna do an insight check real quick to see if you all are children. I got a natural 20. You are not children. He looks at you
I
and goes,
wither a little
Nice.
at this Kreen's scrutiny.
"My apologies. I can clearly tell you are not children now. I've been under a lot of
Kathik
stress."
is a general in a Kreen army. He is easily 8 feet tall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. Just a football player of a man. And
Man thing.
so he leans over and he goes, "I don't know how much your friends know about the way of Kreen of Jadorian, but here we pay a special reverence to our dead because we believe that they hold great power, and I don't mean in your heart, I mean actual magical power. And so we do a lot of work to keep our dead close because we gain from their wisdom, their lives, their energy, their thoughts are our thoughts. My thoughts are not my own. I am greater than this carapace that I inhabit, and part of accessing that power is paying respect to it. And in order to do that, you have to. And he kind of like gestures in the direction that you know, just like naturally, and like and in the direction that the monolith, the plateau that the Jadorian, the city, is on top of. And he's like, we keep our dead underneath of us to help us remember. And the Arcane came here with the Meridian Tract, with a plan, with a design, an ability to harvest some of that energy. And the Meridian Tract were real convincing to the Council, and that there was a threat that was greater than adjusting our ways. The threat was pressing,
The Undying Queen, right?
I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I just rolled for that to see if he knew that name or not. He does. And he's like, exactly. Our sources have told us that the Undying Queen is the name on their lips that has caused the tide to turn. And I don't believe that anything is worth the total collapse of what you believe in. And if there are many different ways to shell an egg, and this is not one of them that we want to sign off on.
The clutch is at its most powerful when it follows in its ancestors' footsteps. How can we be who we are? How can we draw from any of our strength without their wisdom?
It's about listening, in my opinion. And I think that when you take the thoughts that have been given to you in the growth of your life, when you take those and you make them a part of your power immediately, and you just let them destroy the world around you, then you're not listening well enough. Oh, Tara and I are on the same page with that one.
Sorry, Flute hasn't eaten all day.
It's this guy over here. Quiet.
It's like, yeah. It's not about. This is. Shout out to our special guest on this episode, Andrew's. He's like, yeah, it's not about utilizing that power. It's about listening to that power and acknowledging that you're bigger than yourself. That you are a dog howling in the woods. You ain't at the forefront. And he says, anyway, they're digging up our dead. Because when a queen dies, and I don't know if you know this, Klik, it's not something that's talked about around the dinner table, but when a queen dies, their carapace keeps growing. And it's a beacon, a vessel, a conduit for a lot of psionic energy. And it's a powerful thing. You can tap into it, and they know how to tap into it.
It's so wrong.
Where are they headquartered? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Flute.
Oh, sorry. I thought I cut off Harlan also.
No, not at all.
Oh. Where are they headquartered?
Well, that's a good question. He says, and he kind of gestures back to the table. And if you want to open up your Roll20 here, we have an amazing map from Josh Smith here. That is one of my favorite things that Josh has ever asked me. When I asked him to make me a map, he's like, "Is this a map that someone in the game drew? Because I will make it look like someone in the game drew it." And I was like, "Yes, sir,
Incredible.
That's correct." So just make sure we're kind of like talking it when we're talking about about the things on the screen here for the people who can't see it.
It's a beautiful map.
Yeah, it's a beautiful map here. So he gestures over to this, which you would know as the Heart of Jadorian. It's literally called the Heart of Jadorian, which is the innermost part of the city. And he gestures to 3 points on it. The main, he's like, well, the Arcane are set up on the southeast side here, which is these purple tents that you can see on the map. And this is a map in front of you that it seems like someone drew out on the table from memory, because you all would, the Queen would know this place very well. And he points to the northwest side here and is like, that's the temple. That's where the Count council has kind of barricaded himself inside of after receiving the gift that they did from the Meridian Tract. Have
Gift.
been much more open. Yeah, they were given a clutch of souls. A terrible device that, in my opinion, but it is a well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's an egg full of souls, and it's an amazing magical item because it contains whole lifetimes that you can, if you tap into, if you absorb, if you make contact with, if you commune with it, you can experience many lifetimes at one time. And it's a very alluring device, and Meridian Tract brought it as a gift to the council, and I don't know where it's from, but yeah, it's not the first one they've seen, but the fact that it's been so enrapturing is troubling to me. So we've got the temple where the council is residing. On the southeast side here, we've got the encampment that is the factory of sorts where the Arcane are churning out these weapons that are the dug up Kreen. And then at the middle there, and parked in the town square here, that's where all the Meridian Tract have parked their ships. There's just a big old bunch of flying moth ships in the middle of there. So it's, that's what we got to deal with. If we're gonna get in there, we got to be aware of threats from all three of those at different angles. And then, of course, we have the walls and all the weapons along the walls here. So it's, as you can see, it's quite the problem. And there's all these all these civilian homes inside of there as well. All the purple dots on the map. You can see there's about 10 homes. That's and you would know these, Klik. They're like a lot of the homes inside of the city of Judorian are built. It's like a center column that is a very sturdy device that homes are built off of. So they have all these offshoots from the interior core. It's kind of like a grape, a bunch of grapes, but if it was on a firm pole.
Is there another way in through these walls other than the main gate?
Yeah, I think one suggestion would be flying a dragon on top of it.
Yeah.
I think kind of
like
with,
the fastest route.
If you have two ships and a dragon there, I think I had a whole plan. We had a whole plan about infiltrating the city from inside, but if we got two ships and a dragon, I don't think we got to worry about that. You just got to worry about, the
Plan
weapons
B
on the
is never a
walls.
bad idea.
Can we get word to the people inside? Do we have any line of communication with the civilians?
Yeah, but we have a few insiders, but, it doesn't mean they're going to be trusted. It doesn't mean we can do what we can to get them out, but...
If we say a green dragon is attacking the city, do you think they'd leave?
Probably. Yep, I think that's a fair one.
They don't have to trust us. They just have to run.
That's, fear is a good motivator, I would say.
Is there any plan to keep those ships on the ground?
I mean, we kind of just
Attacking them with
started at how to get inside of the wall, but I think that we kind of want them to leave, but now I understand maybe if we were coming in with two ships and a dragon, how we would want to keep them on the ground. So what do you think? Y'all are the heroes.
It's... The dragon, when I spoke to her last, she was looking for slaves. She was looking for warriors to keep as her own.
Attacking them with a dragon might keep them on the ground.
It is possible that she cannot be trusted to take out all of the ships and take out all of the Meridian Tract, considering that was her first question.
If we send her in alone, she may try to parlay.
The council
Is there
she has
any-
no need of, but it does seem like she has some interest in the Meridian Tract.
Well, y'all are the experts on this dragon, so what do you think we should do with her? How do you think we should utilize her specialties?
We have,
Can
she has done. We have no idea that she'll do anything we ask her to.
It's true.
We know she'll bring chaos. Perhaps we can just prepare for that chaos.
Okay. I'm down with that.
In your opinion, what are the primary targets here on the ground? What are our priorities? Or what are your priorities? If all the forces here were yours to command, where would
Well,
you send them?
I can tell you the things coming out, the things that they have manufactured in this here, the things that the Arcane are manufacturing are powerful and dangerous. So I think that the more forces that we can focus on this factory of sorts, kind of on the down here. You can see on the map I circled the lower one. The more forces we can focus down there, that's going to be where the brute of the threat is going to be. I agree with this wily, wispy one here, the weakest of you all, Flute.
Don't judge a book by its cover, General.
No, he's actually pretty right.
Well, I mean,
I didn't. I read him very accurate. Page cover. But I agree with him that this middle section here is a problem too, because it's, you get those ships up there, and they're attacking your ships, and ships do less well when they're flying. When they are flying. Ships do worse when they're on the ground. They do better when they're flying.
Would there be some way to sabotage those ships before the main attack?
You all know better than me. You all have 2 spelljamming ships. So, if you know how to keep those things on the ground, I was just going to say time down.
If there's no one who can spelljam them, they're stuck on the ground.
It's true. Murder is always a way to keep people still.
Well, just like my granddad used to say, when I wouldn't go to sleep.
And then
I mean,
you
having
quickly
a-
add unless giant space giants come and bring you back to life and make you into an army of the dead.
Yes.
Yes, wow. That's very adept, Moonboy. That's exactly what is happening here with these Arcane.
Do we need to get into the
He's
temple at all?
Thank you for listening to me. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take the city back in a way that isn't just burning it down, I guess poisoning it down, you gotta deal with that council.
It seems like the spot to put the dragon is the spot they will defend with the most vigor, right? Which would be the factory, it seems, where they're manufacturing weapons. You mentioned that they're turning dead Kreen into some sort of psionic weapon, I assume. Do you know anything about what they're making?
He looks at you, and he goes, "No, I don't know what they are."
Okay.
You seem to be telling the truth.
This is mine.
Yeah.
You can roll a insight check, Moonboy, as you were kind of like quietly listening to this conversation, and you can do this roll here. You can just go with advantage because Klik is kind of goading you along. I literally said I was going to stop rolling it, and I didn't, and 19? I just rolled terribly. So
didn't you roll a natural 20 on it earlier?
Yeah, I did, but
it's freak.
Love it.
I'm literally putting it over here. I love it so much. I'm very thankful for it, but it's in Dice Chill right now. And he is not telling the truth in a way that is painfully obvious. Like he is like a yes, everything is fine right now. Yeah.
The Moonboy tries to inform Klik that this man is lying in a real like. He's lying. He's lying. He's lying. Sorry, I'm not used to subterranean bug air. I like it though. It's a lie.
General, are you afraid of them?
No, he is.
We
Let
need
us
to
help
know.
you. We have to know what we're charging in against. It's too dangerous to go in without information.
I mean, isn't all you gotta know that you gotta kill it?
Of course. But a warrior's always prepared.
Damn it, I trained you too well. Damn it.
Love it.
They, shit. He kind of like looks down at the ground. Most of the folks around here know it. A lot of them have seen him, as they are a bit of the brute guard of the city of Jordorian right now. But, like I said, when a Kreen dies, their carapace doesn't keep going, and it kind of takes on a psionic energy. And, y'all know what a golem is?
Golem.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like this crafted, powerful, magical entity. Well, if you took that and you threw it in a pot with a suit of armor and a Kreen, it's about what you get. What are these things?
That sounds terrible.
And smelly.
How many of these would you say are in the city?
I mean, I know that it takes a long time to get one up and running, but they've also been here for quite a bit, and they've gotten better and better at it. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Like more than 10?
More than 6. I'll give you that.
More than 6.
But just know that there is a Meridian track member inside of each one of those.
Really,
There is
really
It's like
quick.
a Kreen Gundam.
General,
It's incredible.
are you speaking common?
No, not currently. There's just this
Okay,
magic
never
frog
mind
whose
then.
leg I pulled in the corner that you.
No, you
Yes.
can understand him.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
can
Yeah.
understand it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
He's just
He
not
did-
speaking
he-
common, but there is a magical aura that is translating for you.
He did a magic petrified frog trick.
wonderful. Have you faced them before? Have you fought one?
No, he says, and he absolutely has.
Why?
So it didn't go well.
He looks down and he goes,
General, you are the greatest warrior I know. If you cannot defeat them, we must be prepared.
I'd say you shouldn't take my interaction with one as a sign of whether or not they can be defeated, because I didn't fight one when I saw it. I ran. Because I've never seen anything more horrifying in my whole life than the body of someone I love that has kept growing and growing and growing, and is being piloted by someone who is using it for the wrong purposes. So I didn't want to fight it. I just wanted to go home, and so I left when I saw one. There's nothing worse than seeing the things you love being turned against you for terrible reasons.
Well, I don't know. I think we have to send the dragon to attack the factory. Try and draw some firepower as much as possible.
Or-
See, if this is why they're here, then perhaps we can create a diversion.
Or do we want to keep the dragon away from that power? I don't know. You're probably right.
It will take
Maybe
the
we
time.
could keep the dragon airborne, just doing flyovers, maybe?
She's going to want to attack the city. We can't keep her benched. If she knows
yeah, I
we're
meant
afraid of her, if
her-
she knows she's unengaged, then
With her breath, she could fly over and...
She said she wants an army, right, Klik?
yeah.
Then we should definitely not let her land at the army
She's-
making factory.
She's going to betray us. K.A.I, you said that.
She's going
Is-
to betray us.
Is there a
Of
way?
course.
But maybe
we
not
can-
now. We don't know.
Is there a way that we can plan for that betrayal and make it turn it to our advantage? She lands. She enthralls every person in the Killbot factory, and then has an army. And then what?
Do we know about the conversation that you had with Cobble? Flute?
Oh,
It's, yeah, totally up to Andrew.
I don't remember if I told anybody about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can totally. I'm totally down with you deciding that like you shared the information that you had.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't.
Yeah,
I did not plan on keeping it a secret. So,
yeah, it can be shared.
yeah, I'll share that if I didn't already. Yeah, for sure. Like,
If
Yeah, but what if when she takes over the factory, it's too late to stop her?
We have several
did
factions
Cobble said she was at her weakest when she thinks we're at our dumbest.
at work here. Perhaps we can make the dragon fight the Arcane. Make them think that the dragon is here to take over something they want.
Exactly.
And they would destroy one
Direct
another.
as much of their firepower against the dragon as possible. Have her charge exactly the place that we think she wants to go.
It makes sense.
It'll leave her vulnerable and excited.
Could destroy
You're,
the
you're
city.
right. It's risky, but it could be the right move. So, I mean, either we have the dragon, have Slow Death attack the Arcane factory, and run the risk of her getting her army sooner than any of us planned, or we could have her attack the Meridian Track's docked ships, but we'll run the risk of being destroyed by Kreen Gundams.
We'll have to fight. I mean, we will have to fight the. What are we calling these Kreen Gundams? Is that it?
Gundams.
Probably
Yeah,
not legally the right.
Kingdoms?
Probably not.
All right. Legally distinct Gundams.
What do you call them, Catholic?
He kind of sighs and he goes, sure. Yeah,
What's it?
About-
Like he said, iced Kreen?
Is it
uh, spirit
Nothing.
warriors.
Nothing on
So it's
ice
kind of like-
Kreen, huh?
Yeah.
Spirit warriors.
It seems we'll have to fight these spirit warriors one time or another. Whether they're being piloted by a dragon or by the Arcane really doesn't change the math all that much. But if, the spirit warriors do battle with a dragon first, perhaps we'll have a little more luck. I mean, it seems like she'd have to hollow them out sort of regardless.
So maybe you're right. Maybe we attack the Meridian Tract headquarters. We send Slow Death to the Arcane factory and hope that we can take back the city before it's time to turn it around and fight the dragon. And then I don't know. There are three points we need to take, right? The factory,
the
Meridian
temple,
Tract,
and the Meridian Tract.
right.
And the temple is just where the elders are locked up with their weird soul egg.
Yeah. My feeling is the Meridian Tract will be drawn out to defend the Spirit Warriors. What is their... Are they in it for this... for the Spirit Warriors as well?
Yeah, they are here to make sure the weapons get made so they can use the weapons to fight the Undying Queen. And so their interest is making sure that continues.
It seems like we have the 2 ships and the dragon attack the factory, try and draw some firepower from both the factory and the Meridian Tract, like ships and all that. Maybe our 2 ships attack the Meridian Tract ships as much as possible, and we have a ground team that goes into the temple, tries to reclaim the city, get as many Kreen on our side for the inevitable turn of the tide.
I can't fly around in the Nautiloid while you guys are on the ground fighting.
Why not? Says the general.
You could fight with the Nautiloid, grab ships, keep them on the ground.
Yeah, it seems like you should be piloting that ship.
It's an enormous
far as I
asset
know.
in battle. I
As
can't
far as I know,
imagine
I'm
not
the only
introducing
one.
it.
I'm not saying we shouldn't, I just don't feel comfortable with you all doing this alone.
We won't be alone.
What's the distance? Oh, sorry.
There's 200 of us here.
Yeah.
There's not
we've
all
got-
warriors, of course, but there's still hope in this city. There's people on our side. If we can turn the tide and empty as much of the city as possible, we'll have an army.
Especially with you, Klik. With you at the front with me, you're a perfect symbol of of us, the scum. No offense, but it's a title we've kind of given ourselves here as the folks who are breaking from tradition and who are believing in this better Jadorian, and who have been and have been kicked out of it because of that. And I think for folks to see you back here leading the way and saving it with a green dragon and a nautiloid and a golden ship at your back, this is what I've heard at least. I think if that would be a powerful weapon by itself. So with that one, with your K.A.I, is you said your name was? With K.A.I flying the nautiloid, and I guess one of these wiggly boys flying your other ship, and you at the front of the army, that could be a hell of a thing.
The Ding is not a warship.
No.
Well, I mean, we could add some weapons to it.
Also, we could deliver a lot of troops in it.
That's what I was
This is
thinking.
all true.
Yeah, do you want to...
We can't risk
Well-
the loss of the Dinger.
Before we finalize our plan, do you all want to meet our weapons guy? Well,
Is it
I
who I
perks
think
up
it is?
at the idea of a weapons guy.
I should say weapons boy, and you hear a ahem, and you see a very small, like cricket-looking Kreen at the who is just very slyly walked into the door, and he goes, "Well, I was wondering when you were gonna bring me into things. All right, let's not get too hasty here." And he's like, "What? Sorry that." sorry that Shakta wants to be a part of the conversation here. They're just my weapons. He's like, look, kid. And he's like, don't, I had to talk to you about calling me kid. And,
Do I know
can
have I met Choctaw?
you can roll a history check, but it's
do it.
difficult because he is
Sure.
very young. You don't.
I hope he's
13.
related, so he's Chocta Locta Da.
Maker of chukchas.
I can see why they would call him a quartermaster.
Because he's.
I'm not sure that pun translates.
Oh, like an 8th master.
What'd you get on the history check?
13, not great.
Yeah, nope. You have never seen this kid before in your life, which is meaningful because that means he is very young. And we can do the convo with this weapons master when we come back from break. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna drink tea, and then we'll be right back here to finalize the plan that you all have in trying to take back the city of Jadorian.
Awesome.
So
good.
think about it
it's
on the
so
breaks
stressful.
because we're gonna end this session with you all making a plan that's gonna start next session. So that is the clock that is ticking for you all. Okay, cool. Let's Case, if you can take us to break, we'll see you all in just 5 minutes. We're gonna take a very quick 5-minute break. We'll be right back.
Right.
Or if we frame a victory specifically.
Yeah. I just the
And we're
question is,
back
does she
with
want to
them
meet
still planning.
Florial? Oh, okay. More than she wants an army of Super-Kreen.
Of Super-Kreen. I mean, I
Super-Kreen.
She wants power and influence. I feel like that's. I mean, you know what's interesting? What if she wants the clutch of souls more than she wants the Robo
Yeah, it
Greens?
sounds like it's a serious item.
There's a lot we don't know about what she's got planned, that's for sure.
Only one person on the stream right now knows what she has planned. Harlan, get out of here!
It was me.
Jordan
She
Dahl.
told me
I
she
told
wants to
Jordan
meet
Dahl.
Florian.
Yeah.
There's two things that we know for sure. She's a big poisonous dragon. And she's gonna pull some stuff.
I
I
would
think-
say another thing. Well, hold on, that's not the voice. I would say another thing that you all know is that I'm great at making weapons.
What kind of
Oh,
weapons
right. Hi.
can you
Hello.
make that could help slay?
Well,
And whatever.
Everything.
We just want to slay, yes.
first of all, I'm Shakta.
Hi.
I'm
Hello.
Hello.
the boy genius around here.
Love
Resident
a
boy
boy
genius
genius.
of the colony.
We'll
I
see
love
about
it.
that.
Too, for myself, because I'm so smart. Would you all like to step into my lab? And you just see, like, the general just, like, head in hand. He's like, honestly, he's pretty good at what he does, so you might just...
All right.
I'm gonna call the rest of the crew in here. We'll start working on a plan. You all can come back and kind of, like, fill us in. We're happy to follow your lead, but, go with the boy genius for a little bit, and Shaq will show you his wares.
All right.
Thank you, General, he says. And he kind of like, he's like, and I see that you're an adventuring party. I can tell from the eclectic group of you. But, yes, all different types and powers, magical. I can taste it. And he kind of a little bit, and his like antennas, which are very like narrow and not feathery, kind of like poke out. And he's like, wonderful, wonderful. Well, come into my encampment. And he opens the big flap of a tent, and you just see that like there is a bunch of other young Kreen everywhere, like working on these big wooden devices all across this large tent. And he goes, so, what do you need?
Well, we might have to fight some giant abominations.
Weapons, then!
We might have to fight a dragon. We might need to outfit a ship with some extra weapons. And,
okay.
I mean, anything strong you've got would probably help.
Do you have any way of, I don't know, separating the psionic energy from of the frame that it's powering or something?
Oh, that's a good one.
Knocking the magic out of something?
Yes, that. Some sort of anti-magic gun.
I like that.
No, I do have a way of separating a person from things around them, though. It's called
Yeah,
the
an
cannon.
ejector seat.
I like him.
Canonical cannon. I want
Said a
one.
cannon.
Head
Yes.
cannon.
Would you?
A
He's
psionic
like,
cannon called a head
look,
cannon? Come on.
hold on.
Good
And
stuff.
he like wheels. You just see this like large metal tube that is on a like a platform, and he's like, boys, and they like wheel it out into the main walkway here. And he goes, okay, this is my cannon. Ready? Could you he's like he kind of like gestures to one of them. He's like, could you go stand down there? And he's like, and he like runs down, like one of the other young Kreen like run down to the inn there, and he's like, yes, this is the cannon. And he presses like a lever on it, and this large metal tube just goes flying off of it and lands right on top of the young Kreen that he sent down the walkway. And he's like, see, now he's in a can. He's isolated from everyone else around him.
Oh,
The can is on him.
Oh, it's a cannon.
Yes,
Cannon.
can on. Yes, yeah, can on. And the can is on him.
That's truly insane, and I love it.
So
Genius. Not insane, genius.
So this thing can sort of can.
I mean,
It's better than nothing.
Things?
We could
I
shoot
mean,
that at
yes.
a dragon.
Are they
yeah, it's
laser
big enough. The
cannons?
relic might actually hit something.
Do you think that this apparatus could can a dragon? Canned dragon? My God, we'd be billionaires.
No, but I will get working on that. I would say it would take a smaller, that'd be a smaller creature, but it could definitely isolate one of them.
What about like a giant crane machine being piloted by a person?
I'm sure that it could get around it. Yes, probably. Maybe, I mean, I could probably build a bigger can.
We're gonna need a bigger can.
Yeah.
Are all of your weapons sort of loony?
Why would you ask that?
Well, I mean, you are tiny and toony,
Well,
so
he says, well, let me, he's like, no, not at all. Let me go get my catapult.
And strata.
This is
Incredible!
Oh man.
He's like, yeah, hold on. This one's, it's much more, normal, much more, conventional. And he's like,
throwing
boys, and
crats
they,
or hitting crats.
they absolutely, they
find
wheel
out.
out what you all would recognize as a catapult. This like large wooden arm attached to a spring that has been pulled back, and except it has a cage on the top of it. It seems to be made out of like pretty brittle wood, and inside of it you see a large number of crats.
Crats,
Yeah.
right. That's the idea being
Right,
that
that's
we
probably
throw a cage of
Less useful.
crats at.
And you might
Slow
be
down
wondering,
likes crats.
I'd
that
make
does
a
that.
distraction.
are the
Yes,
crats
at the very-
sick?
Yeah.
you-
Yes, are the crats pointy or sick or in any way dangerous?
You might be wondering, Harlan, did you write a stat block for the catapult?
There it is. Oh my god.
I wasn't wondering that.
Yeah.
I knew the
I
answer.
didn't doubt it for a second.
No, at no point did it cross my mind that you hadn't made stats.
Do you have lots of these?
You have such a guilty smile, like you've stolen all the chocolates.
Do you have lots of these cannons and catapults? Could we set up volley upon volley?
Yes, I could build a couple more catapults. I have at least 3 right now. I also have oh, no, go for it.
Sorry, I must mention, we recently discovered that most of the crats in the wild lands are something sort of thralls of the green dragon known as Slow Death, who we may end up having to use this catapult, patent pending, upon. And is there a way that you can be certain that these crats within this cage wouldn't then immediately turn on us, being servants of the green dragon known as
Yes,
Slow
have
Death?
you vetted these crats?
Do they
look,
have
Is there an
resumes?
interview process for
I
the
know,
crats in which to pult?
Or are you just
I may
scooping
be
them
young.
up willy-nilly?
Yeah, I may be young, and it made me seem like I'm not wise, but if I know one thing, it's that if you vault a bunch of crats through the air and they slam onto the ground and live through it, they're not going to be picking sides. They're going to be pinching and biting the first thing that they see. That's
Pinching
that's
sides.
Yeah, that's
Right.
my promise. That's the boy genius promise to you.
So
They're
you
not
drop
going to be
any-
picking sides, they'll be pinching thighs.
Do you have anything we could use to
Claws.
keep a fleet of ships grounded?
We could paint a big tunnel on a wall, and they would all fly into it.
I do have my sage towers.
The what?
The sage towers.
Sage or siege?
Are they? They wouldn't happen to be similar to siege towers, but wacky in some way, would they?
I think we better.
We ran 4 games of D&D in 8 days, and
I love
this is what is in my brain right now. So it's like
not here to
it's-
tell you it's wrong.
it's funny that you say that. They are not siege. I don't know what that is, but my sage towers. If you roll them up to a wall and jump off of them, it's good luck.
All right, that's not
That's
Very helpful.
Is it actual good luck? Do you have like the numbers to test this? Like would
That right.
Yes, if you your first attack off of stepping off of a sage tower has advantage.
okay. All right. Well, we're going to need some of those. We're going to need all of this loony shit.
How many of those have you got?
Do you want my cauldron next, my mangonel next, or my ram next?
Is it an actual ram?
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a goat.
I want to know about the ram.
That's
Yeah.
what's the ram?
Hold on, let me get my ram. Ram! And you just see you just see a Kreen, like a very like burly but still like young Kreen who's just like broad-shouldered and has a huge head. And he walks up and he goes, "What's up?" And he gestures up. He's like, "Yeah, this is my friend Ram. He'll bust down a door for you. He'll just headbutt it until it's down." I'll do it.
I know Ram?
Roll a history check. The DC's 15.
Ram.
Dirty 20.
He was like a toddler last time you saw him in Kreen years, but he's really grown up to like it's when somebody you know like as a baby and then they like their voice drops when they're like 14 or 15 and you're like, "Man, what like who are you now? I barely even know you." Because he's like, "What's up? Oh, hey, Klik. I thought you were banished from here."
Yeah, I'm back. I thought you had to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I don't anymore. My carapace actually overcompensated, and now my head is very thick. Also, hello, Raiders. That we're doing some their army ship with very bad weapons.
We're talking to some kind of Geo
Oh, we also got a level 1 hype train going.
Oh, really? Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the subscribers.
almost.
Thank you for supporting the show.
Sweet. Thank you.
Good to see you. Glad it all hardened up.
Yeah, thanks. That's really insulting, but I am very good at busting down doors with my head, so we're going to call it even.
I believe it.
Do you have any cool bands to recommend? Sorry. It just feels like the energy of this character. It's like, do you like any bands that I should know about? Anyway, sorry.
I know this bard.
Like, okay, Ram, you've gotten your time. And the boy genius, the Kreen boy genius, Shakta walks back up here and he's like, "Okay, well, I don't have much more for you. I have a cauldron that I've literally just been convincing people to pee in for like weeks. That if you pour on the battlefield, people have to roll a con saving throw in order to walk through it. So if you want to use that, it's disgusting."
So the idea with that one
I wondered why they called them piss walkers.
is that some people might get pee on their shoes,
Yeah.
but not all of them.
Oh my god.
And I have to say, the last one I have for you is I have to say it's not very efficient. It's not very effective. It don't work.
This one's
Not like the rest of them.
right.
Not like everything else.
We're
Honestly,
about
the
to battle a
cauldron was
green
the least.
dragon, and this in 3 points of entry on this battle, and we're like, okay, buckets of pee, like some step ladders, and a guy with a hard head. Great, we're good.
Klik, I think I figured out why your home planet has fallen.
Look, these are
Yeah,
This
the
is the B
Kreens are
squad,
so
alright.
much have a much wackier warfare than I anticipated.
I have to
Truly.
assume he's not the
I get the feeling
actual
we've only
master of weapons.
We haven't seen the half of it.
You absolutely can have access to more weapons, which I will give you off screen, that are just
Amazing.
regular ballista shooters and a catapult. But I had to get through this.
The cannon seems useful.
What is
and
what is
Ram.
the
I think we should
what is
keep
the
Ram around.
final?
Certainly. Ram's not going anywhere. You know Gluck?
Sorry,
Feels like you
Moonboy.
two would good long.
Oh, I do know Glow. He sold me cigarettes one time. Disgusting things. Not a fan at all.
What is the
he owes me
final
money.
useful?
It's a mangonel.
What's that?
It's like a trebuchet, and it only throws. It's like it would be very useful if we had if I could get it to throw boulders, but I can't, so I have to throw softer objects. So it throws mangoes, and the So anyone in a 30-foot circle has to make a DC 5 con saving throw, and if they fail, they're probably allergic to mangoes and they take poison damage.
Oh my
Right,
god, you put a
it's-
pumpkin chunkin into D&D. Please tell me
Amazing.
somebody's seen that.
Yeah. Do you have any potato cannons?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Slingshots.
So with this piss cauldron, if they fail
It's still
the con save, they
pop.
can't enter where the pee is?
Yes, that's true.
They
Because
fail
it's gross?
the
Because
con
it's gross.
save.
Yeah, they won't walk through it
yes.
because it's gross.
Because you...
Could we scrap the catapult and make it the piss cauldronapult and launch this cauldron
Why
wherever
not?
we want?
Well, why not?
I don't think so
Have
because
both.
then that would have wasted a lot of people's times with collecting the crats. But if you want to waste those people's time, we could probably take 2 weapons and make them 1 in a way that's less effective. But
Sure, we
Yeah,
could
I
find
We're
a
certainly
way to
not
use the
interested in-
crats.
I mean, we could probably cover the crats in urine pretty easily.
There you go. If you have a urine delivery crat.
Yes.
They make their own.
We could
Yeah.
release the crats in the warships.
Yes. This all sounds oddly handy. I think we could control a battlefield quite effectively with these strange, unorthodox.
Thank you for your help, Shakta. I am
Apparatuses.
shocked that Catholic puts up with you.
Yes, we are shocked.
well, look, I'm doing the best I can. He says and starts like tearing a bit. I've been far away from home for a long time.
Oh wait, no! Listen, I was
Oh,
just saying
God.
these are great. These will all be helpful. Especially that fruitapult thing. That's
you will-
huge.
If the rebels, if we win this battle, then you'll find some kind of a market for your stuff.
Yes, we will make sure
Some
that
kind
you
of
are given
Prank store.
or
There's got to be a market out there in wild space for novelty war machines.
we will make sure that you get a job that seems important but really just keeps you busy.
That sounds very nice. I don't want to do actual work. I'm very scared of the world. He says, kind of like breaking down a little bit. So yeah, I will. I've been spamming you all a little bit with like the stat blocks of these less than effective weapons, but I will.
But he also
Send
has real weapons.
Yeah, no. You also do have access to an extra ballista shooter if you want to use it, or a catapult if you want to use it as well. I will kind of send you all a little chunk of stat blocks for you to add into your plan for next week. We don't have to like fine tune exactly where the weapons are, but I want to make sure that you have the pieces that you can roll into next week with. So
Looking at your inventory here, you've sort of led with your silliest creations.
Oh, you just want my normal ballista shooter and my normal catapults?
With respect, we have to go do a war.
Well, it's just that
The catapult could be, or not the catapult, not the catapult. You talk to him, Moonboy.
it's just our experience with with Klik and everything. We did not realize that the Kreen was such a loony, valued such clownery.
They don't.
Flamboyant. They don't.
Certainly,
It's
he
a-
certainly don't.
Okay, he's
It's a small
committed, but-
subculture.
Right.
I would
We
call
could
it.
have
are,
very-
are you related
have
to
very-
Catholic? This is like his weird nephew.
How did you get in here?
I'm his nephew. I am his nephew. How did you know?
Military-industrial complex, man.
Every
And-
time.
Nepotism. Disgusting.
Every time.
Yes.
This is when you let nepotism win, you get a catapult. So, Case just said nephewtism.
Nepotism.
Very
There
good.
it is.
Honestly,
Nephewtism.
Honestly, all of these are useful after a fashion.
Yeah.
They seem
Yeah.
ridiculous, but
Yeah.
you know, if
The-
we could literally cover an area with horrible pee that nobody wants to run through, that's
Yeah.
huge.
We have to
That's
have
true,
battlefield
although
control.
It is only one cauldron of pee.
Well, maybe we can.
How fast can you get another cauldron of piss going for us, Jonathan?
Boys, he
everybody
says and
together.
whistles.
Okay, if we put P on all of the
The
seats
sound they make when they pee.
of the ships and all the spelljamming helms, just a little P.
A little pea. Oh, we could put the pea into, like, coconut husks and hurl them like pea bombs. You know?
This is.
When we
harkens back to
TPK next episode
Yes.
in this war, I want us
glad-
all. Can you at least play this flashback scene of the Looney Tunes weapons and all of the
Totally.
pee?
I'm glad that we are strategizing like the nerdy fraternity preparing to fight the mean fraternity.
Listen,
When
Kai,
this
you're
green
right.
dragon beats the shit out of
No, you're right. Some of them could be useful. Those
What happens-
sage towers. If
it's
we
all
can
useful.
get some of the Kreen ground troops in on those, that's super helpful.
Huge.
Very helpful. And I was a krat briefly, and I can tell you when I was a krat, I was a bloodthirsty son of a bitch. And I think that if you had chucked me at someone's face, I'd be eating all of the soft tissues I could find.
Good point. And I mean,
Any
weapon-
chaos is good chaos.
Right.
Oh my god, Case, it put up the grossest cauldron I've ever seen
I thought
on the Twitch screen.
I thought you were about to be like, Case, put up the real weapons.
Oh, don't worry, there aren't any. Yeah. They kind of, like, it becomes very clear that they don't have a lot of the resources that they have, and he in fact mentions that he would, like, love to be able to build one of the launchers that they have along their walls to combat any flying threats, which, after he describes them, are very clear that they're like huge Chachka launchers, basically. It's just like huge disc shooters. And he's like, yeah, I would love to be able to build one of those, but I just can't at this point. So it seems like the walls around the city have defenses as well.
It's not
If
quite
you wanna-
guerrilla warfare. It's like chimpanzee warfare.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is kind of what a gorilla might
What's the
do.
what's the monkey with the butt, with the funny butt? That is them.
Yeah, that one.
baboon.
It's them.
Baboon warfare.
Yeah, baboon
Those are
warfare.
actually super mean monkeys, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They're- oh,
think
they're
in the cartoonish sense.
Okay.
I could,
So, after this distraction here, I just want to make sure, because next week we are going to start the war that is the siege on Jadorian. So if you all want
Got
to
the
take
mango
this
shooter. We're
class-
good. We're done. We can call this
think-
session.
Yeah, let's just hope they're all allergic to mangoes.
Now, sorry, I
What
just
that
have,
weapon is based off of. Sorry.
I do have some questions about what. Okay, so the mango shooter, does that throw a wad of mangoes that then explodes?
Yeah, if you imagine throwing a basket of fruits at a
Great.
crowd of people, that is what
And
it's-
then that is
it's happening.
30
I think
people.
it's like a radius anyone
The
in 5
30
feet.
foot circle.
They said
The catapult, what was that one?
Catapult is pretty much the exact. Like, this is another piece of this. It is the
But with
exact
crats?
same thing, except
Wonderful.
with crats instead of
Great.
mangoes. Yeah.
And we don't know what the crats will do, but we assume that they're gonna crat out.
I dropped
yeah.
a stat block, which just real quick is the target. If you hit with the target, they take 2d10 bludgeoning damage from just like being hit by crats.
Okay.
And additionally, they have to roll
Okay.
you have to roll a con 13 saving throw for the crats to see if they survive the attack or not. If they survive being thrown through, if you succeed, the target takes 1d10 damage at the start of its turn from the surviving crats until someone takes an action to squash the crats.
Okay.
So,
I dig
Far
it.
out.
I mean, it's
Win-win.
it's a
We have
It's a
the piss
distraction.
cauldron, and
maybe 2. Keep
And
your
ram.
fingers crossed.
you
Although
see a Kreen
Ram-
like sitting on a bucket. Like,
although Ram wasn't necessarily one of his inventions, he was just a guy.
That's a
Ram
friend.
could
it's
be
his
useful
friend.
though.
Sure.
Yeah, we
Ram
don't know
seems
what
to be able to break
secret
it open.
secret genius our DM is handing us. Is
I
the
would never-
general here
I
right
would
now?
Never assume it to be something.
yeah, I think at this point the general has kind of like come back and shepherded you all back into his tent rather than like his nephew's tent. He's like, I'm sorry about that. It's really the best we can do right now.
Yeah, it's all right. I think probably thinking around corners is what we need right now.
Yeah.
So-
Like I said, I'll take what I can get across the board.
And that boy's brain is higgledy-piggledy. It's all corners, man.
Click,
We all start somewhere.
I could teleport with you or the general right into that temple. It doesn't matter that they barricaded the doors. You could get inside. I could open the door.
I think it's important that we take the temple as soon as possible. If we can get the doors open and unseat the council from power.
Yes.
Yeah.
This-
All right. Here's a scenario.
We don't know much about the council right now. Catholic, is there anything you can tell us? What are we walking into in there?
The council?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 of our best fighters. It's 4 of the most powerful people in our community, and there's more. There's more council members, but I can tell you, there's 4 of them that you're gonna have to deal with. There's the north,
Sure.
south, east, and the west of the council, and the rest of them are gonna wither.
Please tell me one of those were the ones that took my Jatkcha away.
Oh, I mean,
They probably were, huh?
it's truly like this is not retconning. The north, south, east, and west of the council are like the 4 interior main leaders of your group, and the north has to be the one to make the final call on if someone is excommunicated from your clutch, and or like from the so it's like a ruling. It's like a supreme court of different clutches throughout Jadorian as like
But,
things
like-
are brought to them.
But like, if the Supreme Court all had
Was
different
cool.
weapons, like the Ninja Turtles, Clarence Thomas has got like a flail.
Morning Star.
Yeah,
Do-
we're
do you
there-
think-
Yeah.
Do you think these council members are beyond listening to reason? Listening to convincing? We've got 15 minutes! 15 minutes for war plan!
Holy shit! I'm sorry.
Roe versus Wade versus a great sword.
Yeah, I asked if he thinks that they're beyond listening to reason and conversation.
I think that I wish I knew. I think that if you destroy that gift that was given to them by the Meridian Tract, you'll see a lot clearer through the haze of who they are and who they aren't.
And what do you think the best way to destroy that gift is?
I don't know what kind of weapons you got. I think smashing them against it is probably the best way. Maybe
I
dropping
can
a
get-
large rock on it. That's my guess.
If I can get close to it, I might be able to figure out a way to destroy it. Or
Yeah, the
just
thing about
hit it
eggs
really
is they're
hard.
very fragile notoriously. I don't know if that's true in human culture as well. What are
Oh, it's
human
like a
eggs
literal
like?
egg.
Are they real hard?
I don't
Do they take like a certain
Humans
type of attack?
hard.
Humans
but
don't
brittle.
have eggs.
Oh shit! I always
They
forget.
have them.
They
for
do, but
breakfast.
they keep them inside.
Yeah, they're
It's
much
not- it's
tinier and
different.
squishier. I'll talk to you about it right after we get through sleep. Have you heard of dreaming? It is haunting.
No, I mean, I've seen some people dream and it's fucked up because they're just dead for a little bit. Like,
Yeah, but they see picture anyway. We have a war.
you could see pictures when you were alive. I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, you're right. The war.
Yeah, but it
We
makes
also
them
have a
feel
problem-
better or sometimes worse. I don't know.
Something about 3-hour rotations that I just cannot wrap my head around. I dated.
I love the idea.
I dated
of,
someone who sleeps in college, and it was weird. Yeah.
I love the idea of a Kreen that studies sleep very specifically, like learns everything they can.
But they
Just
studied
REM
the-
cycles and you
but
can
they-
get your eye movements.
But they
studied
like
the
don't have
They
any way
studied
to
the
understand
Moonboy,
it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's all fucked
Right.
up.
It's all fucked
Yeah.
up, exactly.
Yeah, that's Aaron's character. Season 2 of the show is just
Mhm.
a
Weird,
Korean
weird
studies
Korean
sleep.
sleep scientist. who has no idea. They're like some old-timey anthropologist. Anyway, here's a scenario.
Yeah.
Slow Death attacks the Arcane Factory. Theoretically, it's the most dangerous, it's the biggest threat, and it will have the secondary effect of making Slow Death think that we're playing into her hands by letting her near the most powerful stuff.
That does
At
make
the same
sense.
time...
She'll think we slipped up.
Right. At the same time, the Nautiloid, piloted by myself, along with the Kreen rebels, will attack the Meridian Tract headquarters and their ships. And then, also at the same time, a small group, including our crew, maybe just our crew, will enter the temple, defeat the council, and take back the city.
And try to wrest control.
I like that. But how aren't there lookouts? Won't they see the dragon and the Nautiloid coming from far
I
away?
think that's the plan. I think we want them to see those things. I
Well,
think we want them
maybe
to
we
look-
can...
Yeah, what the Moonboy's saying is right. Like, if your plan makes sense to me in the sense of if there's chaos going on, if there's pressure in a lot of situations, in a lot of different elements. You know, if we're storming the walls, we're going through the entrance. If we get my nephew's friend Ram to be knocking his head against the door, they're going to be putting
I
resources
kind of want to
there.
see that. I'd like to.
Yeah, he'll do it. I've seen him do it. It's pretty
I
impressive.
just want to see it in some way. I'd like to see that happen.
But you know, if there's pressure in all these different places, then it makes sense to me that there would be less attention on the temple. Which is, if you all just go charging in there, everyone's going to collapse on you there.
When that dragon starts attacking things, all eyes will be on Slow Death.
It's true.
If we
Right.
send
That's
the Nautiloid and the dragon in from the east to attack the other two and approach in the Dinger from the west
Yes.
with a smaller crew, perhaps we can get in.
It's a chance.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I will
Just
carry
like
as many...
Ocean's 11.
I would carry as many Kreen as I could on the Nautiloid and deploy them against the Meridian Tract and then engage their ships while Slow Death engages the factory. And then the Dinger will sneak up. If she flies high, she'll be able to remain unseen until the last moment. And when that happens, I
camouflage in her
will...
undercarriage.
Exactly.
I see. So
And at that
she kinda,
moment,
like,
as soon
floats
as
above
I...
and drops down.
Right.
And I could teleport
And as soon as I can,
500 feet down. Oh, sorry.
Right. Well, as I was just saying, as soon as I can, I will join you at the temple.
Hopefully, it won't take long there. With the
Hopefully
the
not.
three of us and perhaps I don't know, a few choice allies, we can take the council, and be quick to aid you all with the dragon and the Meridian Tract. Catholic, we come with a number of Kreen, and you have a number of Kreen here that are not warriors. Can we trust them to help clear the city, to tell them a green dragon approaches, to help gather warriors that a rebellion is starting?
Well, Klik, that's the exact kind of question that is the difference between being a warrior and a leader. Do you want to send people who can't fight into that fight? Because they definitely, absolutely can help get people out of there. But putting people who can't fight into a battle situation. So there's no wrong answer there. I know I sound spooky when I say that, but those are the hard decisions of being a leader rather than being a warrior. Is where do you want to risk that to gain maybe saving lives? You want to risk lives to maybe save lives.
I will risk no one's life against their will if they do not wish to go into the city, knowing they could save lives. And they may stay here in the tunnels. But there are plenty among us, I'm sure, that are brave. That will go back for their mothers, their fathers, their clutchmates.
Oh, I got people chomping at the bit to help. So,
And
absolutely, I can find people to help. It's just a matter of whether we, as people who have gotten in many fights before, feel like it's the right move to put those people in those situations where they might be over their head. But you're right. I mean, no one's going to be going in there against their will, for sure.
additionally,
The city will not overtake itself. We need the people to rise with us.
All right.
also, we could... Maybe when we've taken the temple, we can give some kind of signal, and as we get ready to rejoin the larger fight, some of the rebels can break off and help keep the civilians safe.
All right,
As far
so
as slow death... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you all are going into the temple, what's your signal for when you've taken it?
I guess one of us will walk outside.
It's good.
Maybe
Probably
needs to be
needs
a
to be
little-
something a little bigger.
Just
Yeah,
just to
but
communicate very
cast
quickly
Mage
to a
Hand.
large group of people.
We could do.
Well, we have
could
these
just,
these
we could just make
walkie-talkies.
We could just make
Oh.
some illusory fireworks above
We could
the...
throw mangoes.
We could just use illusions to make some fireworks type shapes above the temple.
All right, cool. So either fireworks, or you hand one of my my nephew a walkie-talkie, and you have him launch mangoes on the battlefield. Either way, it's fine.
It will be fireworks.
Is
We'll save the mangoes for another assault.
Is Choctaw still in here?
No, he has been kind of quarantined off of the real talk.
Great. All right.
As far as slow death goes, I think we need to tell her something. What we intend. I think she said that she would support. She would ensure our victory. Is there a victory we can tell her to?
Well, we want her to
I
attack.
lost that last word.
We want
Yeah,
her
yeah,
to
so
attack
can you
the
say that
factory,
again, real quick,
right?
Rachel?
I think we lost her in clean feed for a sec.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
back. Sorry.
Can you just say it again, real quick?
Is Slow Death said that she would ensure our victory. Is there a victory we can give her to ensure specifically? To keep her...
Okay. Tell her that we've entered into a factory smashing competition, and we want her help to win. We'll get tickets.
My guess is that Slow Death will stick to her own definition of victory.
Certainly.
We won't be able to trap her in some...
I think
Word
K.A.I's
puzzle.
right. We simply tell her to ensure our victory, we need her to attack the factory.
Well, we could set the bar very high just to keep her busy. Like, she has to attack the factory, and
Yeah, just...
we can't have any Meridian tracked ships left, so she'd also maybe go over and destroy those.
Sure. Not bad. Our victory puts... I mean, the victory that she knows I have asked for is putting the city back into the hands of the people.
She also knows that you insist on destroying the Arcane and the Meridian Tract, so perhaps that's
Certainly.
our parameter. We're not victorious until all of your people's enemies are dead.
Certainly. Driving all of the enemies from the city or exterminating them would ensure that it would be back in the hands of the people. The bug people.
This will be quite the battle.
And we
The third chapter being a green dragon is hell of
Yeah,
a way to wrap it up.
better... She might not betray us at that point. If she wants to beat Florian, she might wait to try to betray us down the road.
There's no way of knowing what she really wants.
I guess we'll find out
Maybe she
tomorrow.
wants to meet Florial. Maybe she wants the machines the Arcane are making. Maybe she wants to kill everyone and take over the city. Who knows? We just know that she's no real ally.
General, if we fight this dragon, will your troops join in?
Oh boy. I would say don't make me choose between saving my people and fighting the dragon, because I'm gonna choose saving my people. But it seems like those things are pretty aligned. So if the dragon turns against us, I'm sure that the people will join in again. My warriors at least will join in against. But if we could not fight the dragon, that's what I would like to do. That's what I would love to have Jadorian be safe and for us to never have to fight a dragon ever. So if that's an option, let's go that route.
Well, I'm afraid Jadorian is not safe. And there's a dragon here.
I agree. I'm fully with you, Moonboy.
But I'll tell you something. We know this dragon. We don't know those other creeps sucking ghosts out of people and jamming them into robots. So I guess it's, our doomsday weapon against theirs. At least we got to pick.
Having an army of Kreen would make fighting slow death much easier than fighting her later. Just us.
The bargain I made with Slow Death is she'll ensure our victory tomorrow.
We can be sure that she knows that we are talking about this right now. So
Certainly.
At least we're all on the same playing field. No one trusts each other. Except for us and you, General. We are here to, it's like Klik said, our priority is to keep your people safe.
Hey, in a new world, anyone who's here for the right reasons is a friend. So
we'll do what we can.
What do you think, Klik? Do you believe in the plan? I'll keep everyone safe I can, but I'm here for you. We all are.
I trust no one more than the people in this room. I'm putting the lives of my people, the history, our tradition in your hands. And if I'm honest, I would rather see this city burned to the ground than to have the souls of our ancestors be turned into soulless weapons.
No one likes a soulless weapon. We want our weapons to have souls.
Yeah.
Yes, I like my weapon to have a little bit of jazz going on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I mean, I think that's a great time to call it, but I would love to just I am such a just DM to DMs out there. I'm such a fan of planning in character because I think it makes the game more fun, and like that was awesome. I'm so excited because I can feel the stakes already. But I just want to be clear, since we're gonna try and start right away next time, to hear what the plan is from you all as well. Kind of like a little bit out of character of like how are you all rolling into this fight?
There's one more thing I wanted to do if I could.
Yeah, sure.
Talk to Chocta between now and then, and see if Chocta could make either wingsuits or parachutes or something, so that this temple force of Klik, Moonboy, and I could maybe take some elite Kreens with us, where they could jump off of the dinger, and because we don't want the dinger to land. We don't want to put the dinger down into harm's reach. The dinger stays up high. Moonboy can fly down. Klik and I can teleport inside the temple, but it would be cool to have some supplemental Kreens, even like 4 of them.
With you in the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of
they
a-
jump
to
off
drop from
they
the-
jump off the side of the dinger and they float or fly down using
Yeah.
wingsuits, parachutes, little
Well, they can-
helicopter,
Oh, no, I guess
something.
not.
What's that?
I was gonna say, can't certain Kreen fly? And then I was like, no, I guess not.
More jumpy.
That would just be something that if strategically we could add, or maybe K.A.I could invent that overnight.
Kreen Team 6?
Yeah, exactly. Just some, like a backup.
Maybe they've got some scrolls of featherfall lying around or something.
Well, they're also very jumpy.
Yeah.
That's true. They can jump huge distances.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Aaron, can you
500
roll
feet might be.
Can you roll a Tinker's Tools check?
Absolutely.
Moonboy is kind of getting ready for this battle. I assume we're going to get to take a rest tonight, a long rest.
That is up to you. That is because you all are inside of this space and you have separated yourself from your dragon friend and
The amulet
so
of
if- if-
scrying.
if you want to sleep the night,
No,
you
I have the
absolutely can.
amulet. I always have
yeah,
the amulet.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fair. You absolutely can if you want to sleep here in this space and do it in the morning. But that is
I think we should get some
to you.
rest. I think it would help, and I could rearrange my spells to do as such.
It's going to be a 26 on Tinker's Tools.
okay. You absolutely can have this parachuting in device that Andrew described, and all I ask is that between this session and next session, you just prepare yourself for the description of the scene that is what
Very
K.A.I has made for you all to feather fall in.
Cool.
So-
It's not for, and again, to clarify, it's not for us. It's for like Kreen warriors to come with us.
Yeah, and with
We can make one for Klik.
that high of a roll, you can have 4 devices that are for other people. So
Very cool.
So one for 4 other people,
yeah,
including one for Klik,
I'm gonna get
or one for
teleported
Klik
in
and 3.
with-
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
We
should
have to
still
get in because
probably
they
have a
barricaded
flying suit.
themselves. Yeah,
Four
mistake.
4 flying suits, as I understand it. Right?
Yeah,
Got it.
and 4
You got it.
backup Kreens. Also, do they have any potions around here laying around?
Let's have you roll percentile dice
Yeah.
for my chart of potions that I have.
Okay, here we go. I got a 78.
Wonderful. Well, I will tell you between this session and next session what I'm not. I do have a potions chart because I made a couple of just like random table charts for magic items, but I'm not going to dig through it here at the last second and just make everybody watch me go through my Google Docs. So I will give you a handful of potions that at the start of the next session just like kind of announce and hand out of like, cool, we have these potions and these potions. And I'm just
So
gonna
we had
pull
talked
this
about having the Nautiloid with a group of Kreen warriors, as many as possible, and the dragon approaching from the right.
And K.A.I is flying the Nautiloid, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think anyone else can fly it.
No.
And then the dinger from the other opposite direction, very high, camouflaged. And
Yeah.
we make this aerial
This
surprise attack.
jump on the temple.
And the goal is to kind of like go up high and then stealth down as to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like seal Team 6 in there, yeah.
One
Yeah.
more thing to consider. Moonboy has to signal the dragon.
That's okay. I can make it happen.
We
once
set
he's
up a
flying
signal.
down.
Oh yeah, we have the.
I'll
So
make
maybe
it
the
happen on the
dinger-
way down.
Yeah, maybe the dinger gets in position first.
What's the
Un-
range from
unseen?
wall to wall on this city map? Just out of curiosity.
I can tell you, I'm pretty sure it's about 300 feet. I have it in my one of my emails to Josh. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it 300 feet, and then if I'm wrong, I will update that.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the idea of seeing Moonboy like kind of training with some of these these Kreen warriors, and like one of them gives him like a weird big head, big helmet, Merry and Pippin style, that goes over his hat. And I think at one point you see him kind of looking at himself in kind of a polished piece of metal that's maybe a mirror, and he kind of looks like a warrior, and he tugs at his little sword on his side, and you kind of see, for maybe the first time, that this sword on his side is a little bit more regal than maybe we've thought before, and there's kind of some jewels in the hilt and stuff, and as he's looking at it, kind of a look of terror washes over his face, and he tucks it back, or clicks it back into the hilt really quick.
Shakta, with his head underneath the curtain of the side of here, is like, "Whoa, that blade seems scary. What do you?" Oh, no, and just like he gets pushed out.
Shakta, we said you were on piss duty. Get back.
Boys, he says.
Hydrating.
I'm keeping the helmet. The helmet is cool.
Do we want to also plan an ambush for this dragon, or are we only going to react to the dragon betraying us?
It's so hard to know what she's gonna do.
I think it's like separating eggs. We just gotta kind of be under it when it falls.
I will say this fight is definitely going to take more than one session. So
For sure.
don't feel pressure to. It's more of your approach and less of your decisions about everything.
I think we could
involved,
with all the towers and the trebuchets and stuff. Is that something that we're going to plan on the fly, or is that something you'd like us to set up beforehand?
Oh, it's planned on the fly, because as much as they know, there's a lot of spots on the walls that could be in there moved. You would know if you'd have this information, so you kind of don't know exactly where they are, unless. Which is not to say I don't want to force you into this fight at the start of next session. It's more of just I'm encouraging you all to have a plan. If you want to,
I think we can
do more things to take.
This is a good plan.
Yeah.
I think we have our plan, and we can.
No, I just mean
the
siege, the lucky siege towers and stuff. Do you want us to place those beforehand, or
no? Yeah.
Okay. So we can we set those up over there now.
Yeah, and
So
I want
just
to do a little bit of this off screen. That's just okay, cool. So all we will before next session be here are the pieces that are set to start. We've done this. So yeah.
So just to reiterate the plan. The Dinger gets into place. Moonboy signals slow death to attack the factory, while the Nautiloid and the Kreen attack the Meridian Tract via troops dropped off by ships, and the rest coming on siege towers. Then the Dinger will deploy our crew against the temple.
But early in the morning, we're having any volunteer non-warrior Kreens just get into the city and try and move as many people as possible. Just start word of a dragon coming. I don't know.
Does the general know of a time of day that's particularly advantageous to attacking?
Kreen don't
Is there
sleep.
a time where the sun is going down, or
literally the city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
What about, we could plan all day for what's going to happen with slow death, but at the end of the day, I think all you can do is react to a dragon.
And I think we have, at least from my end, we have enough of okay, this ship is here, the dragon is here, and this is here, and I don't want to get us too far in the weeds, because you don't know what is going to happen when those things hit, and we've established enough on my end as cool. This seems like a plan here. So, I think we should call it there and get us out of here. And there will be we don't have to be full breakneck speed. There can be more planning as things happen, but this is definitely you have the approach to Jadorian. The siege on Jadorian absolutely established.
Can we decide if we're taking a long rest?
Yes, that should be established, absolutely. Because we can either roll in the next session kind of in the morning or not.
I think we fight in the morning.
Yeah, I think we should probably sleep.
There's no real advantage to fighting at night. Kreen can see in the dark.
And we did tell the dragon not to fight, not to attack until my mark. So
yeah.
But how far away Is the dragon? This is just maybe a semantics thing, but how from where we left Slow Death?
30
How long?
30 miles.
So it will take her. Would she even be able to see the moon arrow from there?
Well, we said to keep an eye out for the arrow.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Right.
it's going to be more of a like you have to contact her. Like she's not going to just like sprint to it, like because you all can't sprint to it. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it will be a
Do we
similar
have a way
like
to...
here we go to do it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
the moon arrow is a signal to kind of like be aware of like here it's going to happen.
She'll
It's
see.
not
I guess
like
I guess the Nautiloid will have to go back to her, because we're both coming from that way anyway.
So Kai could relay the plan to her.
I will relay the plan to her.
And you'll have to load up the Nautiloid with Kreen anyway.
Kreen.
So we're going to have some prep in the morning.
I will. Yeah, everyone who needs to rest should. I'll prepare these suits for the Kreen and oversee any additional weapons going on board the Nautiloid, any
Okay.
mango throwers, and
And Flute and I, we got to sleep under the shelter of this.
Yeah, I'm
This,
actually just gonna take a short rest if I, because I won't take exhaustion until the following day, right? Or will I take exhaustion right away?
Do what you got to do. But
You'll take
if you're going
exhaustion
to
at
go
the
to
start,
sleep,
like the
do it
dawn of the
under
next
the,
day.
do it
The
under
next day is
shield,
in
the
War Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
at War Day.
so
Yeah.
you
Okay,
need to sleep.
then I'll sleep. Yeah, then I'll sleep.
Okay, cool.
But as we're sleeping, as Moonboy and I are getting cozied in under this amulet, I kind of tossing and turning, and I can't sleep, and I'll tell Moonboy, I'm like,
It seemed like that dragon was kind of trying to get under our skin, try to tear you and I apart a bit, don't you think?
Oh, when she said, like, who would win in a fight between you and me?
Yeah, don't you think that's just kind of like a dragon manipulation thing?
Well, yes, of course, but I honestly don't know. I'm not really here when the fighting happens, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like I see it from above, like someone else is driving the Moonboy, but, it looks pretty scary, and, I wouldn't want to get in a fight with me.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe when the time comes, you and I could put on a show and
We could
Get in a fight?
Do the old fake gun.
and
Bang, bang,
Just-
bang.
and maybe you can
Nobody
give me a
knows the
good
old
stab.
fake gun. Yes, okay, fake sword. I give you a fake stab. And you're like, ow, 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 you've slain me, Moonboy, and then I'm the dragon.
I love we zoom out on this episode of just like them like no then you and then we and then blah 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 and like this scene is set up for like a deceit in front of the green dragon to ensure that she feels
That is a
like she
great
has the
idea.
upper hand and knocks this out and yeah, and I think that's where we're gonna call it tonight with walking into this fight tomorrow with a lot of plans that I'm sure will fall apart immediately, and I'm very excited. So,
But it's a good
yeah,
plan.
It's a good
It's a
plan.
good plan.
I
We
will
think.
say I am impressed with
think
the plan.
so.
Shout out to Every Map a Story on Instagram. Please follow him if you like this map that you saw tonight. Joshua Smith goes above and beyond for us every single time we have a map. So thank you so much. Shout out to Jason Wardell, the lasers that you just heard, who live soundtracks this game. We got to have a live session this week, which at some point you all will be able to hear in some version or another. And thank you everyone who came out there tonight. Do we have anything else for folks before we get out?
Big
of here?
thank you to K-Story of Tiger Moon Productions.
Yeah.
Throwing some labels up on the map and making
my
sure that the
God.
stream runs as smoothly as possible. Yeah. Thanks for coming, and hit follow if you haven't already. If you want to come talk about the game, get in our Discord. It's free for you to join. You can talk about dice or the game or any of your own plans for our upcoming battle. If you really enjoy the show and you want to get involved, join our Patreon. There's lots of rewards for supporting the show financially, including a monthly game where you get to play in the Better Than Heroes universe that affects the game outside of it. And
It's true.
it's super sweet. So
They're very fun. Super fun.
yeah, so jump into our Patreon. Make sure you've subscribed if you want to and can do that. And thanks again. We'll see you next Monday.
Totally.
Thanks, y'all.
Also,
Talk to you next time.
I-
I love you.
Oh.
are we out?
Back Duster on Kickstarter. That's what.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah. I
going
have a
to
game
say.
on Kickstarter, and we're streaming part 2 tomorrow. If you want to check it out, we'll be hosting it here. If you want to check out my game Duster in that stream, I put the Kickstarter in the chat, and we'll be playing it tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Hell yeah. Damn the Kickstarters.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes. They'll never be zeros. Better than heroes.